Mind games. How to play and win in any social situation. Introduction. The power of social strategy. In the world you navigate, success is often determined not by strength, wealth, or knowledge, but by your ability to understand and influence those around you. Social strategy is the invisible hand that shapes outcomes, turns rivals into allies, and elevates you above the fray. It is the art of winning without force, of guiding without command, and of achieving your goals with precision and subtlety. You live in a world where interactions are constant. Every conversation, meeting, and encounter is a game, one where the rules are unwritten, the stakes are high, and the players are often unaware they are even participating. Those who grasp the dynamics of these interactions, who can see the patterns and understand the motives at play, hold a decisive advantage. This is the essence of social strategy. In this game, it is not enough to merely be present, you must be strategic. Social strategy is not about manipulation in the negative sense, but about positioning yourself to achieve the best possible outcome. It's about understanding the human mind, how people think, what they desire, and what they fear. It's about recognizing that every interaction, no matter how trivial it may seem, is an opportunity to advance your position, to influence outcomes, and to secure your objectives. The concept of mind games often carries a negative connotation, associated with deception or cruelty. But in reality, mind games are simply the strategic application of social skills. They are the tools you use to navigate the complexities of human interaction. When used wisely, they allow you to maintain control, build relationships, and influence others without resorting to force or coercion. Consider this. In every social situation, there is a balance of power. This balance shifts constantly, influenced by the words you speak, the actions you take, and the perceptions you create. To be effective, you must learn to control this balance, to tip it in your favor when necessary, and to maintain equilibrium when it serves your purpose. Mind games are the techniques that allow you to do this. They are the subtle, often invisible moves that shift the balance of power, that turn conversations in your favor, and that leave you in a stronger position than when you began. Understanding human psychology is key to mastering social strategy. People are driven by their emotions, desires, and fears. They are influenced by how they perceive the world and by how they believe the world perceives them. When you understand these forces, you gain the ability to predict behavior, to anticipate reactions, and to guide interactions toward your desired outcome. Human beings are creatures of habit, often acting out of instinct rather than reason. This makes them predictable in many ways. When you understand the basic principles of psychology, how people think, how they make decisions, and what motivates them, you gain a powerful advantage. You can steer conversations, influence decisions, and create outcomes that align with your goals. The social strategist is always observant, always analyzing, and always one step ahead. You don't react to situations, you anticipate them. You don't wait for opportunities, you create them. And you don't leave outcomes to chance, you guide them with intention. This book will teach you how to become a master of social strategy, how to play the mind games that win in any social situation, and how to do so with integrity and purpose. By the end of this book, you will understand how to influence others in ways that are subtle yet powerful. You will learn to see the world through the lens of strategy, recognizing that every interaction is a move in a larger game. The strategies and techniques you acquire will enable you to navigate social situations with confidence, ensuring that you emerge not only unscathed but victorious. The ability to influence others is not reserved for a select few. It is a skill that anyone can develop with the right knowledge and practice. This book will break down complex social dynamics into clear, actionable steps, giving you the tools to influence people and situations to your advantage. You will learn how to read people, understanding their motivations and anticipating their next moves. You will gain insight into how to shape perceptions, project authority, and inspire trust, all essential components of social strategy. As you progress through these chapters, you will begin to see how every word, every gesture, and every action can be used to influence others. You will learn to control conversations, steer discussions toward your desired outcomes, and defuse conflicts before they escalate. You will understand the power of silence, the importance of timing, and the impact of nonverbal communication. These are the mind games that, when played skillfully, allow you to win without confrontation, to guide without commanding, and to influence without forcing. This book is not about manipulating others for selfish gain. Instead, it is about understanding the natural flow of social interactions and positioning yourself to achieve your objectives while maintaining ethical boundaries. Social strategy, when applied correctly, is a force for good. It allows you to build stronger relationships, create win-win situations, and lead with integrity. By mastering these skills, you will not only achieve your personal goals, but also inspire others to do the same. The world is a complex web of interactions, where every action has a ripple effect. By understanding and applying the principles of social strategy, you can navigate this complexity with ease. You will become more aware of the dynamics at play in any social situation, allowing you to respond with precision and purpose. You will learn to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to build alliances where others encounter resistance, and to turn potential conflicts into collaborations. In the chapters that follow, you will be guided through a journey of discovery. You will learn the foundational principles of social strategy, explore the art of perception management, and delve into the psychology of influence. You will master the techniques of strategic communication, navigate social hierarchies with ease, and handle conflicts with confidence. You will also explore advanced mind games, learning how to create opportunities, engineer social situations, and maintain long-term influence. By the end of this journey, you will have transformed yourself into a social strategist, a person who understands the game, plays it well, and wins with grace. You will have the skills to influence any social situation, to achieve your goals with subtlety and strength, and to do so in a way that benefits both you and those around you. This is the power of social strategy, and it is within your grasp. The game is always being played, whether you realize it or not. With the knowledge and strategies contained in this book, you will no longer be a passive participant. You will become an active player, guiding the game, influencing the outcome, and securing your place at the top. Welcome to the world of social strategy, where every interaction is an opportunity, and every opportunity is yours to win. Chapter 1. Basics of Human Behavior. To navigate social interactions, you must first understand the basics of human psychology. Every person you encounter operates based on a set of predictable patterns shaped by cognitive biases, emotional triggers, and social conditioning. Mastering these fundamentals allows you to read people, anticipate their actions, and position yourself advantageously in any situation. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are mental shortcuts that people use to make decisions quickly. These biases influence how people perceive the world and respond to others. By understanding these biases, you can predict how people will react in specific situations and use this knowledge to your advantage. One common cognitive bias is the confirmation bias. People tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs, while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. When you know someone's beliefs, you can frame your communication to align with those beliefs, making it easier to persuade them. Another key bias is the anchoring bias. This occurs when people rely too heavily on the first piece of information they receive, the anchor, when making decisions. By presenting your desired outcome or information first, you can set the anchor and influence how others interpret subsequent information. This is especially useful in negotiations, where setting the initial terms can steer the direction of the discussion. Emotional triggers. Emotions drive human behavior more than logic. To influence others effectively, you must understand and leverage emotional triggers. These triggers are specific stimuli that provoke strong emotional responses, often bypassing rational thought. Fear, for example, is a powerful motivator. People will go to great lengths to avoid loss or harm. By subtly introducing the possibility of a negative outcome, you can prompt action. For instance, highlighting what someone might lose if they don't act can be more compelling than showing what they stand to gain. On the other hand, people are also motivated by positive emotions like hope and desire. Understanding what someone deeply wants allows you to tailor your message to appeal to their aspirations. By positioning yourself or your proposal as the key to achieving what they desire, you can create a strong pull toward your desired outcome. Social conditioning. Social conditioning refers to the process by which people are taught to behave in ways that are acceptable to their society or group. From childhood, individuals are conditioned to follow certain norms, values, and behaviors. These ingrained patterns shape how people interact with the world around them. To influence someone, you must understand the social norms and values that guide their behavior. People tend to conform to the expectations of their social group to avoid conflict or rejection. By aligning your approach with these norms, you can increase your influence over them. For instance, if someone values social approval, you can use the influence of their peer group to encourage certain behaviors. Suggesting that everyone is doing it or this is what respected people think taps into the desire for social conformity, making it easier for you to guide their actions. Rating people. Rating people is the skill of observing and interpreting their behavior to understand their thoughts, emotions, and intentions. This skill is essential for anticipating actions and crafting effective strategies. Start by paying close attention to body language. Nonverbal cues often reveal more about a person's true feelings than their words. A person's posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and gestures provide valuable insights into their state of mind. For example, crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while leaning forward could signal interest or agreement. Listening carefully is equally important. People often reveal their priorities, fears, and desires through what they say and how they say it. By listening for key phrases or emotional undertones, you can gather information that helps you anticipate their next move. Finally, consider the context in which interactions take place. People's behavior changes depending on their environment, who they are with, and the situation at hand. Understanding these contextual factors allows you to predict how they will likely behave and adjust your approach accordingly. Anticipating actions. Once you understand cognitive biases, emotional triggers, and social conditioning, you can begin to anticipate people's actions. Anticipation is not about guessing, it's about making informed predictions based on observed patterns. People are creatures of habit. Most of their actions are responses to familiar stimuli. By recognizing these patterns, you can predict how they will behave in similar situations. For example, if someone consistently reacts with anger when challenged, you can anticipate this response and plan how to defuse or redirect that anger to achieve your goals. When you anticipate actions, you gain the upper hand in social situations. You can prepare countermeasures, offer alternatives, or steer conversations in a direction that benefits you. Anticipation allows you to stay 2 steps ahead, ensuring that you remain in control of the interaction. Practical application. Understanding human behavior is not just theoretical, it's a practical skill that you must apply in real-world situations. The more you practice observing, reading, and anticipating, the sharper your social strategies will become. Start by observing people in everyday situations. Watch how they interact, what triggers their emotions, and how they react to different stimuli. Practice reading body language, paying attention to the subtleties of nonverbal communication. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Next, apply your knowledge of cognitive biases in conversations and negotiations. Notice how people anchor to the first piece of information they receive or how they seek confirmation of their existing beliefs. Use this understanding to shape your communication, guiding others toward the outcomes you desire. Lastly, test your ability to anticipate actions by predicting how people will respond in various scenarios. Adjust your strategies based on these predictions, refining your approach over time. The goal is to become so adept at reading and anticipating others that your social strategies become second nature. The power of control. Mastering the fundamentals of human behavior gives you a significant advantage in social situations. When you can read people accurately and anticipate their actions, you gain control over the interaction. This control is not about manipulation, it's about guiding situations toward outcomes that benefit you and those involved. The key to this control is understanding. The more you understand about how people think, feel, and react, the more effectively you can influence them. With this knowledge, you can navigate even the most complex social dynamics with confidence and ease. In the end, social strategy is about positioning yourself to win. By mastering the basics of human psychology, you lay the foundation for more advanced strategies that will allow you to dominate any social situation. The skills you develop in reading, understanding, and anticipating others will serve you in every aspect of life, from personal relationships to professional negotiations. Remember, the goal is not to overpower others, but to guide them in a direction that aligns with your interests. When you do this effectively, you create win-win situations where everyone feels they have gained something valuable. This is the true art of social strategy, playing the game so well that everyone involved believes they have won. By mastering these foundational concepts, you equip yourself with the tools necessary to navigate the complex web of human interactions. As you move forward in this book, you will build on this foundation, learning advanced strategies that will make you a formidable player in any social situation. Chapter 2. The Art of Perception Management. Perception governs reality in social spheres. How others see you shapes their reactions and decisions concerning you. To navigate social situations effectively, you must understand and direct these perceptions. Recognize that people judge based on appearances and actions before words. Your demeanor, attire, and gestures communicate volumes. By controlling these elements, you influence how others interpret your presence. Begin by observing yourself through others' eyes. Note your strengths and weaknesses as others might perceive them. This awareness allows you to accentuate desirable traits and minimize flaws. Consistency is vital. Align your words and actions to present a coherent image. Inconsistencies breed doubt and mistrust. Maintain steady behavior even under pressure to reinforce the perception you desire. Adaptability also plays a role. Different situations demand different facets of your persona. Learn to adjust your presentation without losing authenticity. This flexibility demonstrates competence and awareness. To shape perceptions effectively, control the narrative around you. Share stories and information that highlight your qualities and achievements. Let your successes speak for you, but avoid arrogance. Subtlety enhances credibility. Now, consider projecting confidence. Confidence inspires trust and commands respect. To appear confident, hold your head high, maintain eye contact, and speak clearly. Even if uncertainty lurks within, your external poise can persuade others of your capability. Authority stems from knowledge and assertiveness. Master your field and speak with conviction. When making decisions, be decisive. People follow those who seem sure of their path. Likability fosters cooperation and eases social interactions. Smile genuinely, listen attentively, and show empathy. Respect others' opinions and acknowledge their contributions. A likable demeanor opens doors that force cannot. Remember, perception management is not deception. It is the art of presenting your true self in the best possible light. By mastering this art, you wield subtle influence over your social environment, guiding outcomes to your favor. To further refine how others perceive you, consider the subtle cues that impact their judgments. Your tone of voice, for instance, carries as much weight as your words. The calm, steady voice conveys control, while a fluctuating tone suggests uncertainty. Practice maintaining an even tone, especially in challenging conversations. This reinforces the image of someone who is composed and in command. Your physical presence also speaks volumes. Posture is key. Stand tall, avoid slouching, and occupy your space with confidence. This posture not only makes you appear more authoritative, but also influences how you feel about yourself. A strong stance often leads to a strong mindset, which others will notice and respect. In group settings, timing is crucial. Speak when you have something meaningful to contribute, not simply to fill silence. Your words will carry more weight if they are seen as deliberate and purposeful. Silence, used wisely, can be a powerful tool. It creates an aura of mystery and compels others to listen more intently when you do speak. Dress also plays a role in shaping perception. Your attire should reflect the role you wish to play in a given situation. In professional environments, dressing slightly above the norm sets you apart as serious and ambitious. In social settings, appropriate and well-chosen attire can make you seem approachable or sophisticated, depending on the desired effect. Engage in active listening to further enhance your likability. Show genuine interest in what others say. Not in agreement, ask questions, and offer thoughtful responses. This attentiveness makes others feel valued and respected, which in turn elevates your standing in their eyes. They will see you as someone who understands and empathizes, a trait that is universally admired. Lastly, maintain a balance between confidence and humility. While it is important to assert your capabilities, do so with a sense of modesty. Acknowledge your limits and give credit where it's due. This humility does not undermine your authority, rather, it endears you to others, making them more inclined to support and trust you. By mastering the art of perception management, you control not just how others see you, but also how they respond to you. This control is not manipulation, it is strategy. In a world where perception often shapes reality, those who can manage perceptions effectively hold the power to influence outcomes, direct conversations, and, ultimately, win in any social situation. Chapter 3. The Psychology of Influence. Influence is the ability to shape the thoughts, actions, and decisions of others without direct force. It is an art that requires an understanding of human psychology and the dynamics of social interaction. To master influence, you must first comprehend the principles that govern human behavior. Understanding the principles of influence. At the core of influence is the principle of reciprocity. People feel obligated to return favors. When you give something of value, whether it be time, attention, or information, others feel a subconscious need to reciprocate. This principle can be used to create a sense of indebtedness in others, making them more likely to comply with your requests. Another principle is consistency. People have a strong desire to be consistent with their past actions and commitments. If you can get someone to make a small commitment, they are more likely to follow through with larger commitments that align with the initial one. This can be as simple as getting verbal agreement on a minor point before moving to more significant matters. Social proof is another powerful tool. People tend to follow the actions of others, especially in uncertain situations. By demonstrating that others have already taken a certain action or adopted a particular belief, you can influence others to do the same. This is why testimonials and endorsements are so effective in persuasion. Authority is another key factor in influence. People are more likely to comply with requests made by someone they perceive as an authority. This doesn't necessarily mean you need a title or position of power. It can be as simple as demonstrating expertise or knowledge in a particular area. By establishing yourself as an authority, you increase your ability to influence others. Finally, scarcity is a principle that plays on the fear of missing out. When something is perceived as rare or limited, people are more likely to want it. This can be used to create urgency and drive people to take action. By positioning your offer or request as something that is not always available, you can increase its perceived value and the likelihood that others will comply. Techniques for subtly guiding others' thoughts and actions. To influence effectively, you must learn to guide others' thoughts and actions subtly. One technique is the use of leading questions. These are questions that guide the person toward a particular conclusion without directly stating it. For example, instead of asking, "Do you think this is a good idea?" you might ask, "How do you think this idea could benefit us?" This shifts the focus from evaluating the idea to considering its benefits, subtly steering the person's thoughts in the direction you want. Another technique is the use of framing. How you present information can greatly affect how it is perceived. By framing a situation in a particular way, you can influence how others interpret it. For example, presenting a challenge as an opportunity can change someone's perception of the situation and make them more willing to engage with it. Mirroring is another subtle technique. People are more likely to be influenced by those they feel are similar to them. By mirroring someone's body language, tone of voice, or speech patterns, you can create a sense of rapport and make them more receptive to your influence. This technique is particularly effective in one-on-one interactions. Storytelling is also a powerful tool for influence. People are naturally drawn to stories, and they can be used to convey messages in a way that resonates on an emotional level. By weaving your message into a story, you can make it more memorable and impactful. Stories bypass rational resistance and speak directly to the emotions, making them a subtle but effective way to guide others' thoughts. Finally, the power of suggestion should not be underestimated. By subtly suggesting a course of action or a way of thinking, you can plant ideas in others' minds without them being fully aware of it. This can be as simple as making a statement that implies a certain action is already decided, such as "when we move forward with this plan," rather than "if we decide to move forward with this plan." The subtle shift in language can influence how the person perceives the decision-making process and guide them toward the outcome you desire. The ethical use of influence in social situations. Influence, when wielded with integrity, is a powerful tool for positive change. However, it is crucial to use these techniques responsibly, with respect for others' autonomy and well-being. Ethical influence ensures that your actions align with principles of fairness and honesty, rather than manipulation or deceit. First, always consider the intentions behind your influence. The goal should be to benefit both parties, not just yourself. Influence should be used to foster mutual understanding and create win-win situations. This approach builds trust and strengthens relationships, rather than undermining them. Transparency is key. When influencing others, ensure that your motives and the implications of your actions are clear. Deception or hidden agendas can lead to short-term gains, but often result in long-term damage to your reputation and relationships. By being open about your intentions, you maintain credibility and respect. Another important aspect is to respect personal boundaries. Influence should never cross into coercion or pressure. It is essential to recognize when someone is uncomfortable or unwilling to participate and to honor their decisions. Respecting others' boundaries not only aligns with ethical principles, but also enhances your influence by fostering genuine respect and goodwill. Empathy plays a critical role in ethical influence. Understanding and considering others' perspectives, needs, and emotions helps you tailor your approach in a way that is both effective and respectful. By putting yourself in others' shoes, you can better address their concerns and motivations, leading to more authentic and effective influence. Moreover, focus on positive reinforcement rather than manipulation. Encourage and support others in their choices, rather than pushing them toward a predetermined outcome. Positive reinforcement builds confidence and commitment, creating a more constructive and cooperative environment. Finally, continuously reflect on and evaluate your methods of influence. Assess whether your actions are achieving the desired outcomes without compromising ethical standards. Being mindful of the impact of your influence helps ensure that it remains aligned with your values and contributes to positive social interactions. By adhering to these principles, you harness the power of influence in a way that respects and benefits everyone involved. Influence, when exercised with integrity and ethical consideration, can foster cooperation, build strong relationships, and achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. Use these techniques wisely, and you will navigate social situations with grace and effectiveness, ensuring that your influence leaves a positive and lasting impression. Chapter 4. Navigating Social Hierarchies. Understanding social hierarchies is crucial for maneuvering through any group. These hierarchies shape how influence and power are distributed, and recognizing your position within them allows you to act with strategic precision. Social hierarchies are not always visible, but their effects are evident. Each group, whether in a workplace, a social club, or a family, has a structure of authority and influence. Some members hold more power and respect, while others are less influential. To navigate these hierarchies effectively, you must first identify the key players and their roles. Observe the dynamics of the group. Notice who people turn to for advice, who leads discussions, and who is sought after for decisions. This will help you understand the informal lines of power. The person who seems to have the ear of the leader or the one who often mediates conflicts usually holds significant influence. Once you have identified the key players and their roles, position yourself strategically. Align yourself with influential figures without appearing opportunistic. Offer support and value in ways that enhance their goals, and you will be noticed as a valuable ally. Avoid direct competition with established leaders unless you are prepared to challenge them head-on. Instead, seek ways to complement their efforts and demonstrate your worth through contributions that benefit the group. Gaining respect and authority requires more than aligning with powerful individuals. It involves proving your value and integrity. Show consistency in your actions and decisions. Demonstrate that you are reliable, trustworthy, and capable. Respect is earned through actions, not demands. If you wish to be seen as a leader, act with authority but avoid the trappings of overt dominance. You should focus on adding value to the group. Whether it's through solving problems, offering insights, or facilitating connections, your contributions should be evident and impactful. The more you help others achieve their goals, the more you will be seen as indispensable. This approach fosters respect naturally, as people value those who enhance their own success. In the pursuit of authority, avoid aggressive tactics. Assertiveness is key, but it should be tempered with diplomacy. Direct power plays often create resentment and opposition. Instead, practice subtlety. Influence others through your actions and suggestions rather than direct commands. This approach is more likely to win you allies and support rather than enemies. Remember, in any hierarchy, perception is as important as reality. Cultivate an image of competence and reliability. Ensure that others see you as someone who is not only capable, but also someone who operates with integrity. This image will reinforce your position within the hierarchy, making it easier for you to gain respect and authority without resorting to forceful tactics. By understanding the structure of social hierarchies and positioning yourself wisely, you navigate the complex landscape of group dynamics with finesse. Your actions and approach will determine how effectively you can influence and lead within any given structure. Building on your position within a social hierarchy requires strategic efforts to solidify and enhance your status. Here's how to maintain and expand your influence once you have established a foothold. Cultivate strategic relationships. To strengthen your position, build relationships with key individuals across different levels of the hierarchy. These relationships should not be superficial, but grounded in genuine interaction and mutual benefit. By engaging with a broad spectrum of people, you increase your visibility and influence. Connect with those above you for guidance and support, and with those below you to foster loyalty and respect. Your network will serve as a foundation upon which you can build further influence. Demonstrate competence and reliability. Consistently delivering high-quality work and fulfilling your commitments are crucial. Reliability is a cornerstone of respect and authority. When others see that you are dependable, they are more likely to trust you with greater responsibilities and value your input. Be meticulous in your work and ensure that you meet or exceed expectations. This will reinforce your reputation as a competent and trustworthy individual. Adapt to changing dynamics. Social hierarchies are not static. They evolve with shifts in leadership, organizational changes, or even changes in group goals. Stay alert to these changes and adapt your strategies accordingly. Flexibility allows you to seize new opportunities and adjust your approach to align with the current dynamics. By staying adaptable, you ensure that your influence remains relevant and effective. Handle conflicts with diplomacy. Conflicts are inevitable in any group, and how you handle them can significantly impact your standing. Approach conflicts with a focus on resolution rather than confrontation. Use diplomacy to address issues and find solutions that benefit the group. Being seen as a problem solver rather than a troublemaker enhances your reputation and solidifies your position within the hierarchy. Leverage your achievements. As you accomplish goals and achieve success, make sure these are acknowledged. While overt self-promotion is often counterproductive, subtle ways of highlighting your achievements can reinforce your status. Share your successes in a manner that frames them as contributions to the group's overall objectives. This approach ensures that your accomplishments enhance your reputation without appearing boastful. Support others' successes. Helping others achieve their goals is a powerful way to strengthen your position. When you support and celebrate the success of others, you build goodwill and create allies. This reciprocal approach ensures that your own achievements are viewed positively, as they are seen within the context of a collaborative and supportive environment. Your willingness to assist others will make them more inclined to support you in return. Maintain a professional demeanor. Your behavior and attitude within the group play a crucial role in shaping how others perceive you. Maintain a professional and respectful demeanor, regardless of the situation. Emotional outbursts, aggressive behavior, or perceived arrogance can undermine your position. Consistent professionalism demonstrates maturity and reinforces your role as a reliable and respected member of the hierarchy. Plan for long-term influence. Think beyond immediate gains. Plan your actions with a long-term perspective, considering how they will affect your position and influence over time. Build a reputation for being forward-thinking and strategic. Long-term planning ensures that your influence grows and evolves with the group, allowing you to maintain and expand your role effectively. Navigating social hierarchies involves a blend of strategic positioning, relationship building, and consistent performance. By understanding the structure of the group and aligning your actions with its dynamics, you can gain and maintain respect and authority. Your approach should be subtle yet impactful, demonstrating both your competence and your ability to navigate complex social landscapes. Chapter 5. The Power of Strategic Communication. Communication is the cornerstone of social strategy. It shapes how others perceive you and influences the direction of interactions. Mastering the art of communication enables you to control conversations, steer outcomes, and ultimately achieve your goals. To begin, recognize that communication is not merely about exchanging words, it is about exerting influence. Every interaction is an opportunity to direct the conversation and influence others. By understanding the dynamics of conversation, you can guide it to serve your purposes. Controlling conversations. To control a conversation, start by setting the tone. Your approach should be deliberate, aiming to establish authority or rapport based on your goal. Begin with a strong opening that aligns with your intent. This sets the stage for how the conversation will unfold. When engaging with others, focus on directing the conversation. Frame questions and comments in a way that leads them towards your objectives. For example, if you want to steer a discussion toward a particular topic, introduce it subtly. Ask questions that guide the conversation in that direction or make statements that introduce your viewpoint. Another technique is to use strategic pauses. Pausing at key moments can give weight to your words and create an opportunity for the other person to respond. This can be especially effective in negotiations or when making a critical point. The pause allows your message to resonate and gives you time to observe their reactions, adjusting your approach as needed. Be aware of your body language. Nonverbal cues often speak louder than words. Maintain eye contact to convey confidence and attentiveness. Use gestures to emphasize points and ensure your posture aligns with the tone of the conversation. These elements contribute to your control over the interaction. Steering outcomes. To steer the outcome of a conversation, employ techniques that align with your goals. One method is to use leading statements or questions. By framing your input in a way that guides the other person's response, you subtly influence their perspective. For instance, if you wish to emphasize a particular benefit or outcome, present it as an obvious choice or logical conclusion. Another strategy is to use mirroring. Reflecting the other person's language and emotions creates rapport and makes them more receptive to your influence. By mirroring their expressions and tone, you create a sense of connection, making it easier to guide the conversation. During discussions, be prepared to pivot. If you sense the conversation is not moving in your desired direction, steer it back by redirecting the focus. This can be done by introducing a new topic related to your objective or reinforcing key points that align with your goals. The ability to adapt and refocus is crucial in maintaining control and achieving the desired outcome. The art of listening. Effective communication also hinges on your ability to listen. Listening strategically allows you to gather valuable information and respond in a way that reinforces your position. Active listening involves more than just hearing words. It requires understanding underlying motivations and emotions. Pay attention to the nuances of what is being said. Notice tone, pace, and choice of words. These elements provide insights into the speaker's intentions and feelings. By tuning into these subtleties, you can craft responses that address their concerns and guide the conversation toward your objectives. Respond thoughtfully to reinforce your influence. Use the information gathered from active listening to tailor your responses. This demonstrates empathy and understanding, making your contributions more impactful. Your responses should align with the direction you wish to take the conversation, subtly guiding it toward your desired outcome. Strategic listening also involves knowing when to pause. Sometimes, allowing silence can encourage the other person to reveal more information or reconsider their position. Use these pauses to reflect on what has been said and prepare a response that advances your goals. By mastering these techniques, controlling conversations, steering outcomes, and listening strategically, you gain the ability to influence social interactions effectively. This not only helps you achieve your immediate objectives, but also builds your reputation as a skilled communicator. Handling difficult conversations. Navigating challenging discussions requires finesse and strategic thinking. When faced with conflict or opposition, your communication approach should aim to de-escalate and redirect. Start by acknowledging the other person's perspective to diffuse tension. This shows respect and can lower defenses, making it easier to steer the conversation toward a resolution. Use tactful language to address disagreements. Avoid confrontational terms and instead frame your points as collaborative problem solving. Phrases like "I see your point, but have you considered" can help shift the conversation from conflict to cooperation. This approach fosters a more constructive dialogue and increases the likelihood of reaching a mutually acceptable outcome. Building rapport. Building rapport is a critical aspect of strategic communication. Rapport creates a foundation of trust and openness, which enhances your ability to influence others. Begin by finding common ground with the person you are communicating with. This can be shared interests, values, or goals. Highlighting these commonalities fosters a sense of connection and makes your influence more effective. Incorporate positive reinforcement into your interactions. Compliments and acknowledgments of the other person's strengths or contributions can build goodwill. When people feel valued and understood, they are more likely to respond favorably to your influence. Maintaining control. To maintain control during interactions, manage the flow of conversation actively. Keep the dialogue on track by reinforcing key points and gently guiding the focus back to your objectives if it starts to drift. Be mindful of your language to avoid triggering defensiveness. Use calm, measured tones to assert your points without appearing aggressive. Also, be prepared for counter-arguments. Anticipate potential objections and prepare responses that address these concerns while aligning with your goals. This proactive approach ensures you can maintain control and guide the conversation effectively, even when faced with resistance. Reading nonverbal cues. Nonverbal communication often reveals more than words. Pay attention to body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. These cues can provide insights into how others are reacting to your communication and whether they are engaged, hesitant, or opposed. Adjust your approach based on these observations. For example, if someone appears disengaged, you might need to increase your engagement by asking questions or addressing their concerns directly. If they show signs of discomfort or resistance, consider modifying your tactics to ease the interaction. Closing conversations. Effective closing of conversations is essential to leaving a positive impression and achieving your objectives. Summarize key points and agreements clearly to ensure mutual understanding. Reinforce the next steps or actions required, and express appreciation for the discussion. A positive closing helps solidify the outcomes and leaves the door open for future interactions. In summary, mastering strategic communication involves controlling conversations, steering outcomes, and listening actively. By applying these principles, you enhance your ability to influence social interactions, achieve your goals, and build meaningful connections. This mastery transforms you into a skilled communicator, capable of navigating any social situation with confidence and effectiveness. Chapter 6. Handling conflict and opposition. In the realm of social strategy, conflict is an inevitable challenge. Your ability to navigate and control these situations determines your effectiveness in influencing others and maintaining your position. Here's how you can handle conflict and opposition with skill and precision. Strategies for dealing with difficult people in conflict. First, recognize that conflict often arises from misunderstandings, differing interests, or power struggles. Your initial step is to understand the root cause of the conflict. Approach the situation with an open mind. By discerning the true nature of the disagreement, you can address it more effectively. When faced with difficult people, your goal should be to diffuse the tension and steer the interaction towards a productive resolution. Begin by actively listening to the other person's concerns. Acknowledge their perspective, even if you disagree. This approach helps in reducing hostility and opens the door for constructive dialogue. Maintain a calm demeanor throughout the interaction. Your composure will serve as a counterbalance to any aggression or hostility from the other party. By staying composed, you signal to the other person that you are in control of the situation, which often helps in de-escalating the conflict. How to disarm aggression and turn opponents into allies. Disarming aggression requires a combination of empathy and strategic communication. Start by validating the other person's feelings. Use statements such as "I understand why you feel that way" or "It makes sense that you are upset." Such statements show respect and acknowledge their emotions, which can reduce their defensiveness. Once you have established common ground, gently guide the conversation towards solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. Focus on shared goals or interests. For example, if the conflict is over a work-related issue, emphasize the common objective of achieving a successful outcome. This shift in focus can transform opponents into collaborators. In addition, use positive reinforcement to encourage cooperative behavior. Compliment the other person when they make constructive comments or agree to a compromise. This not only fosters goodwill, but also reinforces the desired behavior. Techniques for maintaining composure and control in high-pressure situations. Maintaining composure under pressure requires practice and self-discipline. One effective technique is to control your physiological responses. When you feel your emotions rising, take a deep breath and pause before responding. This brief moment of reflection allows you to assess the situation and choose a measured response. Another technique is to practice mental detachment. View the conflict as a problem to be solved rather than a personal affront. This mental shift helps you to approach the situation with a clear, objective mindset, making it easier to handle the conflict without becoming emotionally involved. Furthermore, prepare yourself for high-pressure situations by anticipating potential conflicts and rehearsing your responses. By thinking through various scenarios in advance, you'll be better equipped to handle unexpected challenges with poise and control. In high-pressure moments, it is crucial to stay grounded. One technique is to maintain a strategic mindset. Think of each conflict as a chess game. Every move you make should be calculated and deliberate. Avoid reacting impulsively to provocations. Instead, consider how your response will affect the outcome of the situation and adjust accordingly. Another key approach is to use calm, assertive language. Your words should convey confidence without aggression. For example, instead of saying, "You're wrong," opt for, "Here's another perspective." This method not only prevents escalation, but also encourages a more open and respectful exchange. Develop the skill of emotional regulation. Recognize your triggers, those specific actions or words that provoke an emotional response. By identifying these triggers, you can work on strategies to manage your reactions. Techniques such as mindfulness or deep breathing exercises can help you remain calm and focused. Remember, control is not about dominating the situation, but about guiding it. By setting a tone of calm and reason, you influence others to mirror your behavior. This influence can subtly shift the dynamics of the conflict in your favor. Additionally, build alliances before conflicts arise. Establishing a network of supportive relationships provides you with resources and allies who can back you up in difficult situations. This network acts as a buffer and can provide valuable perspectives and support during conflicts. Lastly, ensure you are well prepared. Knowledge and preparation give you confidence and a sense of control. Familiarize yourself with the relevant issues and possible solutions before engaging in a high-pressure situation. The more prepared you are, the more effectively you can manage the situation and maintain your composure. In summary, handling conflict and opposition involves understanding the root causes, disarming aggression, and maintaining control. By approaching conflicts with a strategic mindset, validating others' perspectives, and managing your own reactions, you can navigate these challenges with skill and emerge victorious. Chapter 7. The Subtle Art of Manipulation. Understanding manipulation and its ethical boundaries. Manipulation, at its core, is the act of influencing others in a manner that achieves a desired outcome. It involves guiding someone's thoughts or actions without their explicit awareness. While manipulation is often viewed negatively, it is not inherently wrong. The key lies in understanding its boundaries and applying it ethically. To begin with, grasp that manipulation is not simply deceit or coercion. It is an art that requires finesse and understanding of human behavior. Your goal should be to achieve results that benefit both parties, rather than exploiting or harming others. Manipulation becomes unethical when it serves selfish ends at the expense of others' well-being or freedom. Consider the following principles when engaging in manipulation. Respect autonomy. Even while influencing others, respect their right to make their own choices. Manipulation becomes problematic when it overrides their autonomy or coerces them into unwanted decisions. Maintain integrity. Avoid deceit or dishonesty. The most effective manipulation aligns with truth and transparency. Misleading others under false pretenses damages trust and can have long-term consequences. Seek mutual benefit. Aim for outcomes where all involved parties gain. Manipulation is justified when it results in positive, constructive outcomes, rather than merely serving your interests. Techniques for subtly influencing others. Once you have a clear understanding of the ethical landscape, you can employ subtle techniques to influence others effectively. The goal is to steer their decisions or actions in a desired direction without their explicit realization. Leverage social proof. People often look to others to guide their behavior. By demonstrating that others support a particular choice or action, you can subtly influence someone to follow suit. For instance, showing that many people share an opinion or have taken a specific action can make that choice seem more appealing or correct. Employ reciprocity. Humans have an innate sense of obligation to return favors. By offering something of value first, you create a sense of indebtedness. This can be as simple as a compliment or a small favor. When you provide something beneficial, others are more likely to respond in kind, aligning with your goals. Utilize the principle of consistency. Once someone commits to a position or action, they are more likely to stick with it. By getting someone to make a small commitment related to your goal, you can later guide them to larger actions that align with your objectives. This technique exploits the desire to appear consistent in their beliefs and actions. Frame your requests wisely. The way you present a request can significantly impact its reception. By framing your proposal in a manner that highlights the benefits or minimizes perceived risks, you make it more appealing. For example, instead of saying, "This will take a lot of time," frame it as, "This is a valuable investment of time that will lead to great results." Use anchoring. People often rely on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. By presenting an initial piece of information that is advantageous to you, you can influence the subsequent choices. This can be as simple as starting negotiations with a high offer to make a lower offer seem more reasonable by comparison. Employ subtle persuasion techniques. Subtle cues, such as body language or tone of voice, can influence others' perceptions and decisions. Matching their body language or mirroring their tone can create a sense of rapport and increase their receptiveness to your suggestions. By mastering these techniques, you can subtly guide others' decisions and actions in a manner that aligns with your objectives. The effectiveness of these methods lies in their subtlety and the extent to which they harmonize with the natural tendencies of human behavior. How to protect yourself from being manipulated. Understanding manipulation is crucial not only for influencing others, but also for safeguarding yourself from being influenced against your will. Protecting yourself involves recognizing manipulative tactics and fortifying your defenses against them. Here are some strategies to help you stay vigilant and maintain control over your decisions. Develop self-awareness. The first line of defense against manipulation is awareness. Understand your own triggers, biases, and weaknesses. By recognizing what might make you susceptible to manipulation, you can better defend against it. Reflect on past experiences where you may have been influenced and analyze what factors contributed to it. Question motives. Always question the motives behind others' actions or requests. Ask yourself why someone might be trying to influence you and what they stand to gain. Understanding their objectives can help you discern whether their intentions are genuine or manipulative. Seek multiple perspectives. When faced with a significant decision or influence attempt, seek opinions from multiple sources. Consulting others can provide a broader view and help you see potential biases or hidden agendas. A well-rounded perspective can counteract attempts to sway you in a particular direction. Practice critical thinking. Approach information and requests with a critical mindset. Evaluate the evidence supporting any claims or proposals and consider alternative viewpoints. Critical thinking helps you separate fact from persuasion and make more informed decisions. Set clear boundaries. Establish and communicate your boundaries firmly. Being clear about what you are willing to accept and what you are not can prevent others from overstepping and attempting to manipulate you. Firm boundaries protect your autonomy and reduce the likelihood of being swayed by external pressures. Stay informed. Knowledge is a powerful defense. Educate yourself about common manipulation tactics and psychological strategies. Awareness of these techniques allows you to recognize them more readily and counteract their effects. Trust your instincts. Your instincts can be a valuable guide in detecting manipulation. If something feels off or makes you uncomfortable, trust that feeling and investigate further. Intuition, combined with rational analysis, can help you navigate potentially manipulative situations. Maintain emotional control. Manipulation often plays on emotions to influence decisions. By managing your emotions and staying calm, you can avoid reacting impulsively and falling prey to manipulative tactics. Emotional control helps you think clearly and make decisions based on logic rather than emotional manipulation. Communicate clearly. Clear and assertive communication can deter manipulation. Express your thoughts, needs, and boundaries directly and confidently. Manipulators often rely on ambiguity and hesitation. Clear communication minimizes their opportunities to exploit you. Evaluate long-term impact. Consider the long-term consequences of any influence attempt. Manipulation often seeks immediate gains at the expense of long-term benefits. Assess how a decision or action aligns with your long-term goals and values to ensure it is in your best interest. By employing these strategies, you can protect yourself from manipulation and maintain control over your decisions and actions. Understanding and resisting manipulation allows you to interact with others more effectively and assertively, ensuring that you remain in charge of your own path. Chapter 8. Social Engineering. Creating Opportunities. In the realm of social dynamics, the ability to create opportunities through social engineering is a skill of unmatched value. To engineer social situations to your advantage, you must master the art of influence, networking, and timing. This chapter reveals how to manipulate social structures and interactions to create favorable outcomes. Engineering social situations. To shape social situations to your benefit, start by understanding the landscape around you. Recognize the key players and their roles within any given environment. Your first task is to identify individuals who hold influence or possess resources that align with your goals. Once you pinpoint these individuals, position yourself in a way that makes you appear as a valuable ally rather than a mere participant. Influence flows from relationships, and relationships are built on mutual benefit. Your actions should be aimed at establishing yourself as someone who brings value to others. This means offering support, sharing useful information, or providing assistance in areas where you have expertise. By positioning yourself as a helpful and knowledgeable individual, you increase your attractiveness as a partner in any venture. Techniques for building networks and forming alliances. Networking is not merely about collecting contacts, but about forming meaningful connections. To build a robust network, focus on quality over quantity. Engage with individuals who have the power to influence or make decisions. Approach them with a genuine interest in their goals and challenges. Your goal is to create alliances where both parties see clear benefits from the relationship. Begin by identifying the needs and goals of potential allies. Offer solutions or support that address their specific challenges. This approach fosters trust and lays the groundwork for a reciprocal relationship. Your alliances should be built on the foundation of mutual gain. When others see you as a resource, they are more likely to be open to collaboration and support. In forming alliances, be strategic in your approach. Timing is critical. Initiate contact when the individual is most receptive, such as when they are seeking new solutions or are in the midst of a challenge. This alignment increases the likelihood that your offer of support will be seen as timely and valuable. Creating opportunities. Creating opportunities requires foresight and strategic action. Begin by identifying gaps or unmet needs within your network or the broader social environment. These gaps represent potential opportunities for you to address. Position yourself as the solution to these gaps, demonstrating how you can offer unique benefits or advantages. Once you have identified an opportunity, act decisively. Timing is crucial. Delay can result in missed chances. Leverage your alliances and network to build momentum around the opportunity. Engage others who may have an interest or stake in the situation and rally their support. Your actions should be deliberate and calculated. Avoid being hasty or appearing desperate, as this can undermine your credibility and the perceived value of the opportunity. Instead, maintain a compass demeanor and focus on presenting the opportunity in a way that highlights its benefits and aligns with the interests of those involved. By applying these principles, you can effectively engineer social situations to your advantage, building networks and creating opportunities that propel you toward your goals. The importance of timing and patience. Timing and patience are the cornerstones of successful social engineering. Just as a skilled strategist knows when to advance and when to retreat, you must understand the optimal moments to act within social contexts. Recognizing the right time to initiate or escalate interactions can make the difference between success and failure. Timing involves more than simply choosing the right moment. It requires understanding the rhythm of social interactions and aligning your actions with the natural flow of events. For instance, approaching someone when they are under stress or preoccupied might yield unfavorable results. Instead, seek moments when they are more receptive and open to new ideas. Patience is equally vital. Social engineering is not about instant gratification, but about cultivating long-term relationships and strategically positioning yourself for future opportunities. You must be willing to invest time in nurturing connections and waiting for the right moments to act. This patience allows you to build a solid foundation upon which future opportunities can be constructed. Throughout your efforts, remain vigilant and adaptable. Social dynamics are fluid, and what works today may not work tomorrow. Continuously assess your environment and adjust your strategies as needed. Flexibility combined with patience will enhance your ability to navigate complex social landscapes and seize opportunities as they arise. Applying social engineering ethically. While social engineering can be a powerful tool, it must be used ethically. The intent behind your actions should be to create mutual benefit and foster positive relationships. Manipulating others for selfish gain or to harm others can lead to negative consequences and damage your reputation. Focus on ethical practices that build trust and demonstrate genuine value. Approach social interactions with integrity and ensure that your influence benefits both parties involved. Ethical social engineering is about enhancing connections, solving problems, and creating win-win scenarios, rather than exploiting vulnerabilities. In conclusion, mastering social engineering involves a careful blend of strategic action, relationship building, and timing. By understanding the dynamics of social interactions and applying these principles effectively, you can create opportunities and achieve your goals. Patience and ethical considerations will guide you in using these skills for positive and impactful outcomes, ensuring that your influence fosters genuine and lasting connections. Chapter 9. Mastering the Long Game. In the realm of social strategy, success hinges not just on immediate wins, but on long-term planning. To master the art of influence, you must think beyond the present moment and focus on the future. This chapter reveals how you can build and maintain influence over time, and how to stay ahead of the game by adapting to evolving social environments. The importance of thinking long-term. To dominate in social situations, you must adopt a long-term perspective. Immediate gains can be fleeting, while long-term strategies build a foundation of influence and respect. Your actions today should not only address current needs, but also set the stage for future success. When you plan for the long term, you align your actions with your overarching goals. Consider each interaction as a step towards a larger objective. This approach requires patience and foresight. Short-term tactics might yield quick results, but it's the consistent, strategic actions that will secure enduring influence. The long-term mindset also helps you anticipate challenges and opportunities. By considering future scenarios, you prepare yourself to handle changes and obstacles with ease. You become proactive rather than reactive, which is a hallmark of effective social strategists. Building and maintaining influence over time. Influence is not a static asset, it requires continual effort to develop and sustain. Building influence involves establishing trust and demonstrating competence. Your reputation grows from repeated positive interactions and from delivering on your promises. Start by being reliable and consistent. People are drawn to those they can count on. When you consistently fulfill your commitments and act with integrity, you earn respect. This respect is the foundation of your influence. Cultivate relationships with key individuals in your network. These relationships should be nurtured through regular, meaningful engagement. Show genuine interest in others, offer help when needed, and share valuable insights. By being a source of support and wisdom, you strengthen your connections and increase your influence. Maintaining influence requires adapting to changing circumstances. Social dynamics evolve, and so should your strategies. Pay attention to shifts in your environment and be ready to adjust your approach. This flexibility ensures that your influence remains relevant and effective. Strategies for staying ahead of the game. To stay ahead, you must be vigilant and adaptive. Monitor the social landscape and recognize emerging trends. Being aware of these trends allows you to anticipate changes and position yourself advantageously. One effective strategy is to continually expand your knowledge and skills. The more you know, the more valuable you become to others. Stay informed about developments in your field and seek opportunities to enhance your expertise. This not only boosts your credibility, but also keeps you ahead of competitors. Networking is another crucial strategy. Build and maintain a diverse network of contacts. Each connection can offer new insights, opportunities, and support. Regularly engage with your network to stay connected and informed. This proactive approach helps you remain influential and aware of shifts in the social landscape. Additionally, develop a reputation for innovation and problem solving. Be known as someone who can tackle challenges creatively and effectively. This reputation will position you as a go-to person in your field, further solidifying your influence. Your ability to adapt is paramount. Social environments are fluid, and flexibility is essential. Be prepared to adjust your strategies as circumstances change. This adaptability ensures that you remain relevant and influential, no matter how the social landscape evolves. Leverage strategic timing. Timing is a critical element in maintaining influence. Know when to act and when to hold back. Sometimes, the most effective move is to wait until the right moment presents itself. By carefully observing the flow of events and the actions of others, you can identify opportunities to make impactful decisions. Timing also involves knowing when to introduce new ideas or strategies. Presenting a novel concept at the right moment can amplify its impact and increase your influence. However, rushing in too early or too late can undermine your efforts. Assess the situation thoroughly and act when conditions are most favorable. Cultivate a reputation for reliability. A reliable reputation is invaluable. Consistency in your actions and words builds trust and reinforces your influence. People are more likely to listen to and follow those who have proven themselves dependable over time. Ensure that you consistently deliver on your promises. Avoid overcommitting, and when you commit, make sure you follow through. Your reliability will establish you as a dependable leader, strengthening your influence and enhancing your long-term success. Foster mutual benefit. Influence is most potent when it benefits both parties involved. Aim to create win-win situations in your interactions. When others see that your actions are not just self-serving but also advantageous to them, they are more likely to support and collaborate with you. Look for ways to align your goals with those of others. By identifying shared interests and offering value in exchange for support, you create a network of mutual benefit. This approach not only builds influence, but also fosters strong, enduring relationships. Build resilience. To maintain your influence, you must also build resilience. Social dynamics can be unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. Developing resilience allows you to handle disappointments and recover from failures with strength and determination. Adopt a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth. Learn from setbacks, adjust your strategies, and continue moving forward. Resilience ensures that you remain steadfast in your long-term goals, even in the face of adversity. Continuously evaluate and adapt. Regularly assess your progress and the effectiveness of your strategies. Reflect on your interactions, review your goals, and adjust your approach as needed. Continuous evaluation allows you to stay aligned with your objectives and adapt to any changes in your environment. Solicit feedback from trusted individuals in your network. Their insights can provide valuable perspectives and help you refine your strategies. Use this feedback to make informed adjustments and enhance your influence. In summary, mastering the long game in social strategy requires a combination of foresight, adaptability, and consistent effort. By focusing on long-term goals, building and maintaining influence, and staying ahead through strategic timing and continuous evaluation, you ensure that your influence remains strong and effective over time. Becoming a social strategist. In mastering social strategy, you harness the power to navigate and influence any social setting. This final chapter consolidates the essential principles and strategies covered throughout the book, guiding you on how to apply these lessons effectively in your everyday life. Recap of key strategies and principles. You've learned that understanding human behavior is foundational. Recognize the patterns of thought and emotion that drive people's actions. This awareness allows you to anticipate responses and tailor your approach to each individual. Knowing what motivates others equips you to influence them more effectively. Perception management is another crucial element. Control how you are seen by others through deliberate presentation and communication. This doesn't mean deceit, but rather presenting yourself in a way that aligns with your goals. Cultivate an image of confidence, reliability, and competence. Influence is at the heart of social strategy. Use principles of persuasion to guide others subtly. Understand their needs and desires, and align your proposals with these to gain their support. Your goal is to shape outcomes without overtly pushing your agenda. Navigating social hierarchies requires a keen understanding of your position within a group. Build alliances, show respect to those in authority, and position yourself strategically to gain influence. Recognize and adapt to the power dynamics of play. Effective communication is essential. Use language to direct conversations and influence outcomes. Listen actively, respond thoughtfully, and control the flow of dialogue to maintain the upper hand. Conflict and opposition are inevitable. Employ strategies to manage disputes and transform adversaries into allies. Stay calm under pressure, address conflicts directly but tactfully, and find common ground to resolve disagreements. Advanced techniques such as manipulation should be used with caution. The goal is not to deceive, but to guide others subtly towards your desired outcomes. Be aware of ethical boundaries and avoid practices that may harm others or backfire on you. Social engineering involves creating opportunities by influencing social settings to your advantage. Build and maintain networks, form strategic alliances, and use timing to your benefit. The ability to engineer favorable conditions is a mark of a skilled social strategist. Mastering the long game requires thinking beyond immediate gains. Build lasting influence by consistently applying your strategies and adapting to changes in social dynamics. Long-term planning ensures that your influence endures and grows over time. The mindset of a successful social strategist. Adopting the mindset of a social strategist involves more than just applying techniques. It requires a strategic approach to your interactions and decisions. You must cultivate a mindset of awareness, adaptability, and foresight. Understand that social dynamics are fluid and often unpredictable. Be prepared to adjust your strategies as situations evolve. A successful social strategist is observant and perceptive. You must notice the nuances of interactions and the underlying motives of others. This insight enables you to respond effectively and maintain control of social situations. Patience and persistence are vital. Social strategy is not about quick wins, but about long-term success. Build relationships gradually, earn trust, and demonstrate reliability. Your efforts will compound over time, leading to greater influence and control. Ethics play a crucial role in your approach. Will you employ strategies to achieve your goals? Ensure that your actions are aligned with ethical principles. Influence others positively and constructively. The goal is to achieve outcomes without compromising integrity or harming others. Applying lessons to everyday life. To apply these lessons, start by observing and understanding the dynamics of your daily interactions. Assess your position in social settings and adapt your approach accordingly. Use perception management techniques to shape how others view you and leverage your influence to guide conversations and decisions. Handle conflicts with tact and strategic thinking. Address issues directly but diplomatically, and use conflict as an opportunity to build stronger relationships. Apply principles of influence and persuasion to everyday interactions, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. In your networking efforts, focus on building genuine connections. Use social engineering techniques to create opportunities for collaboration and growth. Be patient and strategic in cultivating relationships and positioning yourself for long-term success. Adopt a mindset of continuous improvement. Reflect on your interactions, learn from your experiences, and adjust your strategies as needed. By consistently applying the principles of social strategy, you will enhance your ability to navigate and influence any social situation effectively. Encouragement to use these strategies ethically and for positive outcomes. Having mastered these techniques, it is crucial to remember the ethical dimensions of your strategies. The power of influence and persuasion is significant, but its use should always be guided by a commitment to positive outcomes and ethical behavior. The effectiveness of social strategy depends on how you wield your influence. Use these strategies to foster constructive relationships, build trust, and achieve mutual benefits. Your goal should not be to manipulate or deceive, but to guide and inspire. Ensure that your actions align with your values and contribute to the well-being of those around you. Apply these principles with respect and integrity. Influence others in ways that honor their autonomy and contribute to their success as well as your own. Avoid tactics that exploit vulnerabilities or manipulate people into decisions they would not otherwise make. Strive for transparency and honesty in your interactions, even while employing strategic approaches. In every social situation, consider the long-term effects of your actions. Short-term gains should not come at the expense of your reputation or the trust of others. Building lasting relationships and maintaining a positive reputation are more valuable than fleeting victories. The true measure of success in social strategy is the respect and goodwill you earn over time. Reflect on the ethical implications of your strategies regularly. Assess whether your actions are contributing to a positive environment and whether you are achieving your goals without causing harm. Seek feedback and remain open to adjusting your approach to align with ethical standards and the well-being of others. Remember, the ultimate purpose of mastering social strategy is to enhance your interactions and achieve your objectives, while upholding integrity and respect. Use your skills to create meaningful connections, solve problems, and advance your goals in ways that uplift and benefit everyone involved. By adhering to these principles, you ensure that your influence remains a force for good, enhancing both your success and the quality of your interactions. The power to influence others comes with the responsibility to do so ethically and constructively. Embrace this responsibility with commitment, and you will not only win in social situations, but also build a reputation as a respected and effective strategist. Appendices. Appendix A. Case Studies in Social Strategy. In this section, you will explore real-world examples of individuals who mastered the art of social strategy. These case studies demonstrate how specific techniques have been employed to navigate complex social landscapes and achieve notable success. Case Study 1. The Diplomat. One prominent example is the diplomat who successfully mediated conflicts between rival nations. By understanding the underlying motivations and fears of each party, this diplomat utilized strategic communication to build trust and find common ground. The diplomat's approach involved listening intently, acknowledging concerns, and presenting solutions that address the interests of all sides. This careful balancing act showcased the importance of empathy and perception management in achieving favorable outcomes. Techniques employed. Active listening. Demonstrates respect and understanding, fostering a collaborative atmosphere. Empathy. Helps in recognizing and addressing the emotional needs of others. Strategic communication. Tailors messages to align with the interests and concerns of different parties. Case Study 2. The Corporate Leader. Another case involves a corporate leader who transformed a struggling company into an industry leader. This leader applied principles of influence and strategic positioning to rejuvenate the company's image and operations. By recognizing the power dynamics within the organization, the leader redefined roles, communicated a clear vision, and aligned incentives with company goals. This approach not only revitalized employee morale, but also attracted new clients and investors. Techniques employed. Vision setting. Provides clear direction and inspires commitment. Role redefinition. Aligns roles with organizational objectives to enhance efficiency. Incentive alignment. Motivates stakeholders by linking rewards with desired outcomes. Case Study 3. The Political Strategist. In the realm of politics, a strategist played a pivotal role in a campaign that overturned a seemingly unbeatable incumbent. By mastering the art of persuasion and perception management, the strategist crafted a compelling narrative that resonated with the electorate. This involved tailoring messages to different demographics, anticipating opponent moves, and leveraging media effectively to shape public opinion. Techniques employed. Narrative crafting. Builds a compelling story that engages and persuades. Audience segmentation. Tailors messages to resonate with specific groups. Media manipulation. Utilizes media channels to influence public perception. Case Study 4. The Negotiator. A seasoned negotiator who brokered major deals in high-stakes environments serves as another example. This negotiator used a combination of psychological insight and strategic communication to secure agreements favorable to their interests. By understanding the psychological drivers behind counterpart decisions and employing negotiation tactics, the negotiator consistently achieved beneficial outcomes. Techniques employed. Psychological insight. Gauges the motivations and pressures influencing counterparts. Negotiation tactics. Employs techniques such as anchoring and framing to influence terms. Deal structuring. Creates agreements that align with strategic goals while addressing the needs of all parties. Case Study 5. The Social Media Influencer. In the digital age, a social media influencer built a massive following by leveraging social dynamics and influence principles. By crafting engaging content, understanding audience preferences, and strategically collaborating with other influencers, this individual created a strong personal brand and monetized their influence effectively. Techniques employed. Content creation. Develops engaging and relevant content to attract and retain followers. Audience engagement. Interacts with followers to build trust and loyalty. Collaborative strategies. Partners with others to expand reach and impact. These case studies provide valuable insights into how different individuals applied social strategy to achieve their goals. By analyzing these examples, you can gain a deeper understanding of how to implement similar techniques in your own social interactions. Each case illustrates the application of key principles from this book, demonstrating how strategic thinking and understanding human behavior can lead to success in various fields. Appendix B. Practical exercises. To solidify your grasp of the techniques discussed in this book, engage with these practical exercises. They are designed to help you apply social strategies in real-world scenarios and enhance your skills. Exercise 1. The Active Listening Challenge. Objective. Improve your listening skills to better understand others' needs and perspectives. Instructions. Find a partner or group of friends for a discussion on a neutral topic. During the conversation, focus on listening without interrupting. Pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues. After the discussion, summarize the key points and emotions expressed by your partner or group. Reflect on how your understanding of their perspective can influence your response or approach in similar situations. Exercise 2. The Perception Management Drill. Objective. Practice shaping how others perceive you in various social settings. Instructions. Choose a social setting where you want to experiment with perception management, such as a meeting or social event. Decide on the image you want to project, e.g., authoritative, approachable, confident. Implement specific strategies to align with this image, such as adjusting your body language, tone of voice, or choice of words. Afterward, seek feedback from others on how they perceive you and adjust your approach as needed. Exercise 3. Strategic Communication Role Play. Objective. Enhance your ability to steer conversations and achieve desired outcomes. Instructions. Role-play different scenarios with a partner where you need to influence the conversation to achieve a specific goal. One person plays the role of the influencer, while the other plays a neutral or opposing role. Practice techniques such as framing, questioning, and summarizing to guide the conversation. Switch roles and repeat the exercise to experience different perspectives and refine your strategies. Exercise 4. Conflict Resolution Simulation. Objective. Develop skills to handle and resolve conflicts effectively. Instructions. Identify a common conflict scenario, such as a disagreement over a project or personal issue. Role-play the scenario with a partner, where each person represents different viewpoints. Use techniques like active listening, empathy, and compromise to navigate the conflict and find a resolution. Discuss what strategies worked well and what could be improved for future conflicts. Exercise 5. Influence Mapping. Objective. Understand and utilize the principles of influence to achieve desired outcomes. Instructions. Identify a person or group you wish to influence, such as a team or individual. Map out their key interests, motivations, and potential objections. Develop a tailored approach to address their needs and persuade them toward your desired outcome. Implement your plan in a real or simulated interaction, and assess the effectiveness of your approach. Appendix C. Recommended reading. To further expand your understanding of social dynamics, psychology, and influence, explore the following books and resources. They offer deeper insights and additional strategies for mastering social interactions. 1. Influence. The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. This classic book explores the principles of influence and how they can be applied in various contexts. Cialdini provides actionable insights into how to persuade others and the psychological triggers that drive decision-making. 2. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. A foundational text on strategy and tactics, The Art of War offers timeless wisdom on navigating conflicts and competitions. Its principles can be applied to social strategy and understanding competitive dynamics. 3. Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Kahneman's exploration of cognitive biases and decision-making processes provides valuable insights into human behavior. Understanding these concepts can enhance your ability to influence and communicate effectively. 4. The Charisma Myth. How Anyone Can Master the Art and Science of Personal Magnetism by Olivia Fox Cabane. This book offers practical techniques for developing charisma and enhancing your personal presence. It provides actionable advice on how to project confidence and influence others positively. 5. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Greene's exploration of power dynamics and historical examples of influential figures provides a comprehensive guide to understanding and applying power strategies in various social situations. 6. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. A classic guide on interpersonal relationships and influence, Carnegie's book offers timeless advice on building rapport, managing relationships, and persuading others effectively. 7. The Social Animal. The Hidden Sources of Love, Character, and Achievement by Elliot Aronson. Aronson's book delves into the psychological underpinnings of social behavior and influence. It provides insights into how social dynamics shape human interactions and success. These resources will deepen your knowledge and enhance your ability to apply social strategies effectively. By studying these works, you can further refine your skills and achieve greater success in navigating and influencing social situations.